With 16 players away on international duty over the past fortnight, the Saints training ground has been a pretty lonely place to be. James Ward-Prowse, injured at Swansea nearly a month ago, has spent the best part of the last 4 weeks in the treatment room. It's the first serious injury James has experienced in his career, even though at first it seemed quite innocuous.
Yeah, it wasn't the tackle itself. I think it was a problem I've been experiencing for quite a while with my boots. And it was actually like a stress fracture to the area, which was, something waiting to happen. And unfortunately, it went then, and it's something that we've had to sort out. And thankfully, it's all fixed and in place now. So just looking forward now.
Was it a painful one?
It was. As soon as I got up and tried to walk it, I'm one of those that if I get an injury, I don't tend to stay down. I try and get up and try and run it off and carry on. But I knew something wasn't right, so obviously I had to come off.
Injuries relatively new to you. It's not something I think you've certainly had a long one like this in your time here. Is it a relatively new experience you're going through at the moment?
Yeah, it is. But I think on average, players get about 2 to 3, long period injuries, and unfortunately mine's come up now, which has come at a frustrating time for me because I felt like this year was my year to really establish myself after the last 2 years of having starts and then not starting games. So. It's come at a frustrating time, but it's a challenge. I believe it's been put there on purpose for me to deal with, and it will make me a stronger player in person.
Another long-term absentee is Jay Rodriguez. Ronald Koeman revealed in his press conference on Thursday that Jay is likely to return in around 8 weeks, and James admits he's appreciated the support of Saints number 9.
When he obviously heard that I'd been stretchered off, he texted me straight away to see if I was all right, and he's been offering me advice in the treatment room and stuff like that. So it's nice to have someone who's been through a similar experience with operations and rehab to sort of get advice from. And he's been really good. I do look up to him obviously in the treatment room and the stuff he's doing, and his physical prowess now is something that I want to try and emulate and improve my game.
A lot of the physios here and the doctors have called him the perfect patient in terms of not only the way he's recovering, but how he's approached it in terms of his attitude. Is that something you as teammates have been able to see in him?
Yeah, I think he's always been sort of a role model for me in the way he works. He always applies himself 100% to everything he does on and off the pitch, and that's how I try to behave myself. So every rehab session he does, every rehab session I do, I make sure I always put in 100% effort, because I'm a big believer in you only get out what you put into it, and I think if you put in everything to it, you're going to get good results.
How frustrating was it to watch a game for the first time after the injury? I think there was a home game a week or so afterwards, and you were up and down the corridor on your crutches. It looked like a difficult thing for you to have to go through.
Yeah, it was. It's been like the first sort of time in years that I've had to do it. And I remember the Arsenal game. I was following it live on Twitter, and it was horrible to see the lads doing well, and I wasn't there to be able to partake in it. But no, it's difficult. Of course, it's the worst thing for any footballer to go through. But it gives me added motivation to get back to that as soon as possible.
It was a summer of transition for the club. New players coming and going, as well as the introduction of Ronald Koeman.
Yeah, I've loved working under him. He's a fantastic manager, and obviously seeing on YouTube the sort of player he was, he's someone that I want to try and be like as well. He's a goal-scoring player, which is something that I want to do as well. So hopefully it'd be nice to sort of do a few free kicks like him for sure.
I was going to say, there's a slight difference in style, isn't there, between your free kicks and his, but there's still something you can learn, I guess.
Yeah, see, he's already spoke to me about a few things that I can do and work on. So it's great to have someone who's played at the highest level at one of the best football clubs in the world and internationally done so well to offer advice to. So he's a really good manager. Yeah, it's been an unbelievable start. I think obviously with the summer of turmoil we had with players coming and going, it was always going to be difficult. But going into the first game of the season, I think that really set the tone for us. I think a lot of people would have thought that we wouldn't, we'd get rolled over there, and I think we went there and proved them wrong. I think it's been a great start considering the changes that have happened, and I think it's a good start to what will be a good season.
How pivotal was that Liverpool game to go there and, as you say, not necessarily get a result, but just install that confidence in everybody? It was crucial, wasn't it, to get that done so quickly?
Yeah, of course it was, and I think going to Liverpool, who had a great season last year, and obviously we knew that they'd come at us straight away. I think obviously to go there and perform the way we did and show the character that we did, and you know, with the fans behind us, it showed the world that we are a football club who's united. We're not, you know, we're not fazed by any incomes or outgoings of the football club. We're, you know, we are together, and we did really well that day.
You mentioned the summer and described it as turmoil, which is, you know, you're not the first person to describe it that way. Can you believe how quickly it's been moved on from, given it was 2 or 3 months ago?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's credit to us as a football club. I think you know, when changes like that do happen, you know, it's very easy to just, you know, crack under the pressure and for everyone to crumble. But I think we've done so well, not only us as players, but the staff, the fans. We've all stuck together, and I think that'll be a key message, you know, going forward.
It must have been hard though for you to see friends, players you've played with for a long time leave the club.
Yeah, of course. You know, they've all been good mates of mine, especially, you know, Luke and Callum, growing up with them. And you know, on one hand, I'm pleased to see them go, because, you know, they've done terrifically well. But we obviously wanted them here to carry on. But you know, it's a chance for others to come in, and the people who've come in have done really well. People
talked about you and obviously Luke, Callum, Harry Reid, people are still here as the class of 2014. It must be quite sad in a way to see that it didn't carry on in the way that you might have all thought it was going to.
Yeah, I remember us all speaking about, you know, the potential one day of, you know, 5 or 6 of us playing together in the first team. But you know, that hasn't happened, and you know, it's you know, it's great for them obviously to be where they are. But you know, I think we've got a new class coming through.
It must have been dark days though for every player, every member of staff, everyone who's associated with this club over the summer, where you questioned, you know, the future and what was going on. Is it quite reassuring now to be in the position you are now, and to feel like maybe you were one of the ones who made the right choice, you know, to stay here and stick with things?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's always you know, a big thing to happen when players come and go, because obviously we had such success last season. But again, I think, you know, the way the club's dealt with it, I think the players that have come in and the attitude of the players has been top draw, and I think we could have easily, you know, gone one of 2 ways, and thankfully we've gone the right way.